Hello. How you do? In honor of Mother Wendy. This is Reality with DVD, and I am about to bring to you real and raw like I do. I'm about to give it to you on Love and Marriage DC. Child, baby girl, and boys. This episode was on fire, and I am talking about the reunion / season finale. Now, the season finale was just an average season finale. You know what I'm saying? I want to touch on the reunion part 1. So I'm going to breeze right on through the actual episode because it was heavily concentrated on Jamie's retirement party. I'll talk a little bit about that, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the actual episode. I'm going to get right on what my time is going to be spending the good old reunion. Okay? And I'm going to talk about the fashion, blowing the fashions. Oh, the name of the episode is Defensive Liebacker. Ooh, usually that's in reference to someone, but I'm not sure who that can be in reference to. Oh, by the way, calm a girl. You and your greens, since you have corrected folks and said they are green, not blue. You, dear, are no green-eyed bandit. You plop that ish up in your eyes to change your eye color. So, Giselle and Robin are colorists, and people like you are a self-hate of your color. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? When you destroy your beautiful dark brown eye filled with melanin to plop a contact in to look more European. I see you on your audition tour. Now let me throw in a correction, because people have taken it to mean that all of Carlo's shows are getting the same amount of money. Of course, when you enter the show for the first time, that's about the going rate for any reality TV star, about $2,500, right, per episode. Now, we have to also keep in mind that Winter was a friend of the show, and this is her actual first season of being full-time cast. So I would say that's not everybody's experience with the Love and Marriage the Love and Marriage franchise. I don't think for one single solitary minute that the Love and Marriage Huntsville crew is still getting $2,500, no more than that. Now, Destiny, being that she's returning, that might be her rate. That might be Moses' rate. That might be Trish and her fella's rate. Ken, is that his name? Yes. But even with Motel Hotel being the lowest of the low on the show, my understanding from what they discussed on their divorce is that Melody and Motel Hotel were at least receiving about $50,000 per episode when they were together. So together they were probably receiving about $100,000 per episode, and that's probably about the same as the Core 6. I'm assuming that the Core 6 is receiving anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 per episode. Okay, so I don't think that applies to Love and Marriage Huntsville, and then being that they're a more established franchise. Then on top of that, Keisha Holly, she did not say their salary, and I don't want to put that on Keisha, but she hinted at as if that they got maybe even on Bell Collective anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 per episode. So that sounds closer to what is, deemed okay to show up and show out and do the drama on the show. I don't think for 1 minute that everybody across every one of his shows is receiving that amount of money. Even on Bold and Bougie, they probably receiving about that because that's their first season. And like I said, we also have to keep in mind that Winter is a first time, cast member. And she's leaving. I mean, and she said that she would leave even if she got a raise. So, I mean, she's out. But I'm just saying, I don't think that, Love and Marriage Huntsville and the rest of his shows are getting that same unless they are getting there for the base upon, being new entries to the show. Now, what's worth discussing just a little bit here is that they discussing about why did the throuple thing come up. That's how the show started out. Joy is feeling some type of way because they were discussing Carmen, Clifton, and her being a throuple. So, Ashley says, well, you were throwing shots at Alicia. And that's why I can't get her voice. Now, she doing some little nasal with hers. And I'm not going to hold my nose to do nasal. I get it. She's like, no sidekick throwing shots at Alicia. So, that's when we realized that, they were trying to hold true to that thing of Alicia and Ashley and QWIK being a throuple as well. Now, on this show, Joy is not a bad B. Come on now. I'm going to keep it real with you. Like I said, I'm going to give it to you real and raw. She does not stand in her shit. She don't. And Ashley defends her relationship with Alicia. She's like, we have never competed for the same man, and QWIK has known her just about as long as I have. Okay. Points for Ashley there. Now, in real time, everybody has fallen out, right? So, the throuple has fallen out to just a couple. Just Joy and Clifton. Because Carmen has always felt like Joy didn't really have her back. Joy don't have anybody's back. She don't stand in her it. I just said that. So we still at the wig lunch, and she asked them, do you have problems or concerns? And they ask her. They say, I'll say no. They ask her, she says she don't know. Foolishness. At that point, that was your out to say whatever was on your mind. Joy. But no, you gonna wait till we get to the dress shop where you were almost having fun, and then you bring the ish up again. Starting back with Ashley. Now, in no way do I support Ashley in this foolishness about Cliff. But right there, that was your out to be at least cordial with Ashley. But you bring that up in a moment when you're having fun and getting along. Wrong road, Joy. Ashley is still feeling neglected. Moving right along. So QWIK says he likes to live the good life. Nothing wrong with living the good life, but if you have to work yourself to a broken wrist and a pain in your chest, then you might want to cut back on that. I mean, you're self-employed. Anybody could sugar. Shout out to Mother Wendy for you. So, Arena and Lil Jamie are getting prepared for Jamie's surprise party, and they're mostly talking about how Lil Jamie is feeling neglected, and they spend time with all the rest of the kids except him. A little bit of this is, I see now, is Jamie having a little middle child syndrome. Wait a minute, I think Jason is older than him. Lil Jamie is the baby. Huh. Well, I mean, they probably give Jason that extra attention because of his handicap. So, I can understand little Jamie feeling a little neglected. However, you're 26, baby. Start your own family. Keep your own job. And if you don't want to, you don't even have to spend time with your mom and dad. Other than hi and bye. Coming over there, you live with them, don't you? Child, bye. I mean, y'all go golfing together or something like that. But I mean, it's that ship is sailed, in my opinion. When I lived on my own, before I moved back in with my parents, I came home on the weekend. Hey, Mom. Hey, Pops. And be out by Saturday evening or Sunday evening. So we didn't do things together. We sat down and ate dinner together like we did when I was growing up. But like, if I wanted to go out somewhere, I just go out because I was grown. I could do what I wanted to do. I didn't say, Pops, come with me. If he wanted to come, he could. But he worked at night, so it wasn't. Well, I'll put it this way. Me coming home and sleeping in this house was me saying, I'm here. We're together. So I'm just saying, being that you're grown, I mean, what do you want to do with them? And I'm looking at them as they're trying on the clothes, really enjoying themselves. And it becomes, as things on this show do, takes a turn for the worse. I'm not sure how much, maybe Carlos was scrambling, or maybe the production team was scrambling to get the chemistry going back with this group, but it is off. And it doesn't have anything to do with Monique, because Monique brought nothing to the show, in my opinion. So, in the conversation at the store, Joy says that she likes Ashley, but she loves Karma and Clifton more. And baby, what did she say that for? They both get in the snap, 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 snap mode. So Ashley is pretty much clueless. She was like, so the sweet is what changed things between us, not what happened at my house. Correct, because like I said, there they are in the store getting along, putting the other ish behind them, trying to figure out how to be cool outside of Cliff. But clearly that got up in Joy's crawl space. She can't do it. I don't know if I would be able to do it either. You know, be cool with someone who's called my husband a sassy bitch. You know, I don't know. Now, points for Ashley there. Joy does conveniently forget what she says. So Ashley says, hey, we're going backwards. You love your husband, you should. You love your best friend for 5 minutes, you should. That was a shot. Because, excuse me, even though me and my best friend have been friends for 41 years, I know that she has other friends and I have other friends. And I had other friends outside of her, especially when I was in college, that I thought were actually my best friends too, because that can, you know, those friendships elevated. But once everything settled, I realized that, and we would always say, no matter what other friends came into the circle and what other good friends came into the circle, we'll still always say that our issue was solid, you know, and that we're Oprah and Gail. We don't have we don't have another Oprah, and we don't have another Gail. I being Oprah, of course, because of my, you know, propensity to how I've always wanted to do commentary. But her being Gail, man, that she's the low key, you know. I say low key as far as, you know, not being wanting to be in the spotlight or do commentary. Other than that, my mouth run a million miles a minute. Oh yeah, we get into it. But that's neither here nor there. I'm saying that we realize that other friends come and go, but we gonna stay silent. Joy said Alicia's messy. Points for Joy there. That's all I've seen out of her since I've been watching this show. I'm just saying. So upon wishing her the best of luck, Joy says, you don't wish me ish. True. Because anytime somebody say bless your heart and wish you the best of luck, those two things right there, that's like cussing me out. Because I know you being facetious. You can keep your wishes, your best wishes, and your prayers. Because it's all negative bullshit. Because I know you ain't about to pray for me. And I know you don't wish me anything but the worst of luck, if anything. She got a point there. And she said, well, I do wish you one thing. That's fashion. Said, point for Ashley there. And they separate on bad terms. And that Ashley said, the only time you feel confident is when your blue-eyed devil is standing beside you. Hilarious. Well, so apparently they're at the point of no return. Let's move along. So it's the night of Jamie's party. Everybody is arriving. Ashley reminds us that things get messy when they all get together, which is true. And then Sharella arrives. The silence speaks volumes. That's all I got to say. So they let them know that Joy is going to be performing, and Sharella throws shade and says, oh, so it's a comedy show too. Yeah. Joy is talented. She is. I don't think I ever remember her singing on the Ready to Love, but I have seen her performing like in little clips and stuff, and she alright to me. I mean, when I go to the casino, like sometimes at the casino they'll have simultaneous bands playing, the ones you have to pay for and the ones you can sit in the lounge for free and watch. And child, I enjoy those lounge singles. They singing all songs that I like. They doing covers, and it's just like good, solid entertainment. So Winter says, I thought we were all good. No, we're not, because they were shading Joy. And Winter says, so you telling me that she said that, like, you know, it's either Karma and Clifton, and how, you know, well, she said, I live my life for you, or something, I raised my life for you. I don't really understand what Ashley was saying in that moment, but she was mocking Joy. So Raina's like, well, you use harsh words with her because she's like, these smokes are implying that I'm in a throat. Right. And so, you know, at this point, we can say hi and bye and be cordial. I just can't with Sharella in that wig. It's like taking up my whole screen on my TV. Surprise, Jamie! And then they give him his speeches and appreciate his 25 years of service. Joy does her roast, and I thought it was good. And then she hears them, you know, kind of joning her and talking about her behind her back, and she dips. So here goes QWIK again, leaving Ashley alone to fend for herself. But you know, he got all that smoke for Cliff Torn. And Winter is fed up with Yusha, because Yusha was enjoying that show. And to the rest of them, it was like, it wasn't anything to enjoy, but it was enjoyable. Joy. And then Joy said, these bitches getting on my nerves. I'm out. And then Ashley said, in true Joy fashion, she's leaving. The only fashion sense Joy has. Points for Ashley for that one. It was a good one. I can't even lie. Although, let me just say, Joy looked nice in that shift dress. It was really nice, and it fit her. She looked real cute to me, but apparently not to Ashley, who is the fashion queen of the show. Not really, but yeah, okay. Who's my best dressed on this show? Oh, how did I forget? All right. So we know damn well Joy and Karma ain't best friends. So why are they pushing up like they best friends and ish on here? That's not okay. Maybe on the show. But in my opinion, best friends have to put in at least 5 years before, at least 5. And Karma throws Joy all the way up on the bus, rolled over, rolled back, and rolled over her again, and tells people they're not friends, they're just friends by proxy. Jordan went around there and told Karma that they were over-talking her and mistreating her at that pop-up event. No, everybody had a chance to speak. Points for Winter on that one. See, that Joy is very, very much inconsistent. Of course, Ashley had to remind them that she was HBIC after, Arena said that Karma had threw Joy up on the bus, which she did. Well, your best friend said it best. I'm the HBIC. See, in the first season, because this is allegedly season 3. I always get this confused because this damn show seems like it's season 2. But it was stated that Ashley wanted to replace Monique all along. Now, I did see those tendencies in her, even though Monique was supposed to be the draw. Ashley seemed like she was more of a personality. But, Monique don't have that going for herself. So, there's that. Raina corrects her and say, "You think so?" So finally we get Black and Sharella in a decent confessional. He said he want to touch the world with his energy. So Winter and Yusha are sitting very far apart on these last few episodes on the confessional couch. She said she's not going to take it forever, but she is going to take her time. And I'm glad she did, because this relationship would go put. So they're enjoying themselves at the end of the episode with Abby Shaw. There he is, looking pitiful. And all I'm saying is, did it going down. Ashley says things could be better with her marriage. She wants things to be better in her marriage. And yeah, because QWIK did, dip out on her even on this episode. I mean, I'm surprised he stayed at the reunion. But professionally, it's good. Do that shit is doing good. Jamie opened up more, according to Arena, and she's at a new place with Winter. Baby, the way things have gone downhill since she made that statement. So Jamie and Arena are good. The sex is getting better, and things are picking up right where they needed to be, allegedly. And they let Abby should close it out. Now, on the dresses we're going into the reunion. Just real quick, I love simple and understated done well. And want to pull that off. She's my best dress. Ashley had on that gold thing, and it reminded me of that vagina dress that Arena had on last year. Now, I saw Arena's dress with and without the jellyfish on it. And when she put the jellyfish on, like from under the sea, like when when Sebastian is singing Under the Sea, that's what those things look like hanging from her shoulders. She overdid it. She overdid it, and she does that often. Now, even though she is my best dressed on the show, she overshot for that. I mean, she could have kept that very simple and left that out, because the dress itself, without that, what was that? What was that she put on there? Was that a shawl or something? When you do stuff like that, that's the word I'm looking for. You have a tendency to go gaudy. QWIK was my best dressed male, even though he pulled that No sock thing. I don't think he had no sock. Joy and Clifton look a mess. I cannot stand when a man, unless it's a Snickers ball or something, I cannot stand when a man comes to a damn reunion of Snickers. I hate it. Oh, irritates me to no end. And that's just their type. I mean, ugh. Joy's hair was a mess. I wish she had just did her locks in a pretty little bow or a bun or something like that, or maybe even like pulled it all back and just looked sophisticated. But that mixed up wig thing she had on her head with the hairpin showing, no, don't do that. Don't do that. The reunion opened up with drama, but let me just ask. If you were Ashley, would you come back next season? Now, Ashley, if Carlos pretends like he has the super thick skin, well, he sure gonna have to have a super thick skin like an elephant, because Ashley has dragged him, dragged the show, dragged other people on the show. Baby, if she worked under me, I would have to chunk up the deuces. Not in any way defending Carlos, because he got his ish too. I mean, I really started looking at him different with the accusation, and this is all alleged, of what Candy said about him stealing her life story, and then the way he handles the men on the show. And every time he tells the story about how his mom was a stay-at-home mom and a super did it all for them, and then up until her death. And that shows a lot. That says a lot about him. Says a lot about the family dynamic. She wanted to make sure they were okay. And at that moment, it made me see that mothers take on a situation where they are never okay. And that's what I like about Ashley. She is saying right now that it is time for Ashley. I appreciate that. And I appreciate any man that will allow a woman to come to the realization that she is first. And that's what I always tell my girls. I love you. And I love you as much as I love myself, maybe even more. But at the same time, it's going to be times when I'm going to have time for self. Now, we're at the reunion. Carlos gives his usual greetings. They tell him that everybody is ready to clear the air, and then Ashley calls them tube actors. Now, men's fashion. Carlos looked a mess. I hated it. I don't care how fine he think he is. And everybody was like, he shut it down on the Twitter. But not in my opinion. This should have been more formal. And I tweeted, Andy Cohen would never. And then they said Andy Cohen shit. So apparently it was well received by the public, but I didn't like it. My best dressed male is going to be, drum roll, DJ QWIK. He complimented his wife perfectly. I probably would have given it to Arena and Jamie as best dressed couple, but they just overdid it. God, it just don't do it for me. I know they look good in their clothes most of the time, but I never can give God, and they had on a lot. I mean, and that brooch or that pin, that lapel pin he had on, that's what Martell should have had on to offset some of that white in his in the cast photo. So we're doing the pleasantries, and Joy and Clifton said they always knew they was gonna make it to the end, because they made it to the end on many other things. I add some sauce like Giselle. Then he gets to Winter, and he said, I feel like you earned Ashley's D. And then she said, no, I know we got the fr part, but I don't know about the D. And he said, well, you've been hanging out with her with different people across the franchises and my other shows. I see y'all been hanging out with the Bells. And they said, he said, was Raina invited to any of these events? And then Ashley said, no. And then Raina got her back. I sleep well tonight. Points for Raina. She needs the points because, honey, she can't read worth a damn, just like you said. Moving right along. So they play Jamie on Raina's package. And most of the package is about little Jamie and quit calling him bad. When they get back to the couch, however, Carlos asked the question, Jamie, do you think you're alcoholic? I don't think Jamie is an alcoholic at all. But what I do think is that just like one of my uncles, he does not handle his alcohol well. See, my uncle was not an alcoholic. So he stopped drinking because he doesn't handle his alcohol well. So those types of men or those types of people can drink maybe like a 3-4 beers and a glass of wine, or maybe like a mixed drink or something. And that will totally throw off their, make them imbalanced, if you will. And that's why he stopped drinking altogether, because when he was imbalanced in those moments, he became aggressive. And some people who drink, they may not be alcoholics, because most of the time alcoholics have to have something to drink every day. But these people are social drinkers, but they don't know how to handle it, which means that they can become aggressive in those moments. And that's what I think Jamie is. And nobody really knows how to express what Jamie is in that moment. And I think a lot of it too has to do with their profession. A lot of men in the military, and unlike my children's father, I don't want to say baby dad, but my children's father, he wasn't like that at all. I mean, he was not controlling at all. He did not play into any of the military men's stereotypes, except for the fact that he was extremely neat. Other than that, being bossy, aggressive, controlling, laid back most of the time. He was. When we argue, but I'm talking about as far as those other stereotypes about being super jealous and super controlling. Now, I see all those things in Jamie. Don't get it twisted. But, Ashley is defending herself. She's like, I never said anything about you in that way. I always came to your defense. And she did. A lot of people were saying he was a schmooses. I'm editing the word. And controlling. And the same thing they said about Cliff. And see, at that time, Ashley was always cool with Latrice from Bell Collective. And at that time, Trice was going through her issues on the show with Cliff. And she came to both of their defense at the same time. I don't think we should be calling these men on this platform and on national TV. However, they did show their asses on national TV, because we do remember how Cliff did yoke the shit out of Latrice. But hey, that was all in our imagination, according to Trice. I see it. What the fuck I see it? So in this moment, Raina snaps. And I have not figured out, and I watched this show twice, and I'm watching it again, as I'm doing my watch-along review. Why did she snap? And said she was a grown-ass woman. I mean, it didn't fit. So you must have quit. It didn't fit in that particular dialogue unless they cut something out, or unless she had rehearsed something to say and she was just trying to get it out like Letitia did in the previous review on the reunion. Because part 3, she had ran out of gas. And I'm talking about Letitia Scott. She said, I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm 12 years older than you. And I know it needed to be said. Because, Ashley is bossy. But I'm just trying to figure out, where did it fit right there? hope Ashley's not over there bossing my girl Latrice. Well, Latrice is kind of passive, but hey, according to Scotty, she be down in them county streets, getting her box on when she was in high school. So I don't know. She might just be one of those people that's passive up until you get her to that point, and then she read the box. And all these men sitting up here in these suits with no damn socks on. I tell you one thing about my daddy. My daddy could hang a suit and he wore his socks every time he hung one, baby. My daddy was a deacon in the church. And if out of best dressed deacon in Louisville, Mississippi, my daddy was the man. He never wore anything. Every time he went to church in his deaconship, he made the position look good. The only thing it was, my dad didn't wear his tie one time. And it threw me out because he always wore a tie. Had two girls, taught us how to tie ties. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Think I don't know. My daddy said, you're not going to be like your mama. My dad had to tie his own ties. My mama never did learn how to do it. But guess who did? His two girls. We would sometimes help him with his tie. Get on down, Daddy. I'll tell you one thing about him, boy, I tell you. So they had this whole back alcoholic conversation just to realize that Jamie wasn't an alcoholic. Moving right along. And so the package came up about QWIK calling little Jamie a bad kid on TV. Yeah, it was a poor choice of words, but I could see QWIK trying to give his child a better example. I think maybe he could have better used himself as an example. Because the word on the street is QWIK is gangster. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. Use yourself as an example when you're talking to your own children. And I'm glad everything worked out in the area. They got over it. However, more drama to come. More drama to come. So we open up about Jamie and Arena's marriage. Move right along. They are in a constant state of denial in regards to their marriage. The only person that is really open up about her marriage to me is Ashley. And then I understand why Jamie and Arena are hesitant about opening up to their marriage, because now people, including other cast members, kind of drag Ashley about her openness about her marriage and her feeling alone. I know it's a tough thing, a tough way to make balance with that, but as long as QWIK has, to me, like I said in the previous review, well, not the previous review, the previous recap on the show, not the reunion, the last episode, the finale. It's a way to easily balance now because you established. You don't have to be at your restaurant every day. You can go to some of your baby's dance recitals now. That's why you do work hard as you do early on. So now you can just start, assigning other people to do your work for you. Example, Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie hired another gynecologist. So maybe you can hire another DJ that you trust, of course, that would do the exact same thing that you would do, or someone that's in management in one of your restaurants that does the exact same thing that you do. You don't have to micromanage all the time. We're on the package. Slight interruption, breaking news. Candace Dillard is having a baby, so of course I had to go around there and make a video about it. Back to DC. So the package opens back up with Ashley and QWIK, and Ashley feeling neglected, and she says that she will chalk up the proverbial deuces if this man does not give her some time. And I do not blame her, because like I said previously, QWIK is going to have to learn balance. Moving right along. Remember, QWIK worked himself up to the point where he was like, stressing out and wrist problems, and Ashley says that she's trying to give him everything that he needs, and of course, Carlos puts his 2 cents in. That's why Carlos is as toxic as he is, because he saw his mother work herself to the bone, and so he looks at women as workhorses, even though he's a gay man. That doesn't have anything to do with it. Like I said before, I did not realize until I saw this man, and this is honest on everything that I look. I did not know gay men could be misogynistic until I saw this man on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And that is the truth. I hope QWIK gets out of his little man syndrome and goes ahead and takes Ashley up on her offer and goes therapy, because otherwise this is not going to work. BT Dub, during this whole segment right here and mostly throughout the show, Winter is silent. And this is more indication that she is done. Even back then, we know this, like I say, we know this reunion is even. So now it's time for Joy and Clifton's package. Finally, the petty petties, right? The ex that was more difficult, and that was the first question. And that, if you don't know, that SDC is difficult. Since you have someone who really broke your trust, I have to say it. I have to say it. I have mistake my when you make friends, you think, and then that friend who you just and see what people feel, and this what over the years is when you meet and you are trying to develop a relationship. Sometimes you share secrets with that person. You know them or not. You know that not going to be a trustworthy person. Know that carrying on a conversation, that person is. And then you say, okay, I trust you to share something. I'm married. But just Ashley, I think very rare, and this now. I am a great Scorpio over here, but I I do my other. Oh, confess my other secret to my. The thing is, that's rare ever what did. Yeah, Alicia messed up because friend, look, telling you from a friend on the rep. What I'm saying? Well, like we each other, right? Because she told me and she's telling about it, and then she was like, "Now don't you this?" And I'm serious. Serious? You telling me that I have something? I mean, girl, you know what it is. That word more. But then on the second, it was them the church. Just like March. So the question comes up: you was there any that you said TV? We did air public. We want to be us and us. And when I get just like Dixon. They turn like a, and you are a couple. Say that you might want to get a shit in your mouth. So Ashley says, I did apologize. Then Joy said, well, remorse. He said it wasn't. And it was like, you went clearly like you remorse. Yes, okay. Yes, hey, Giselle. So Cliff starts to speak on the matter of privacy, and then he said, some you might not see. And I said, yes, our production. Well, points for Ashley. And she said, I would have said, I'm tired of this boring ass story about them at the courthouse. Well, they going, and I'm just, that's what I would. Ooh, shade. Ooh, so they bring up Sherelle. Back in, there was did workouts at the Y that I was in the because I was a lot myself then. So I wasn't that she was instructed black on thick, but thicker on and so and Cliff surprised he met trainer beautiful lady. Sherelle is a beautiful lady. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying. So they discuss business. Like I need to handle myself was one thing Ashley's gonna do now. All the tea working me. So she's like, most of your time to the blue Friendsgiving. Talking about Sherelle sized word I should have used a string. Cliff pops. Speaking of, did you say you to me? Did you say things very differently? He his attention to, and baby, when his attention, Chris absolutely said it's going to my business. And then he said, "Oh, Nick, oh, dude, you ain't gonna handle your business. It's very difficult." His scrap. Want to say do it? Do you? Oh, you jump back. Now I don't know. I don't know. Maybe like it would be a David Goliath thing. I just don't. Scrappy do being the that peach. I know. I'm sorry. Well, what I do like about Scrappy Doo is he's business. I absolutely said it. He said, "Man, you do things very for you. If I hurt you, and right there, right, I'm that. He's talking, his whatever. Not on TV. Don't tell the people on the national TV you got goons." Everybody on the whole stage talking to him. Anyway, everybody had to separate them two because they was just about to start boxing. And so Ashley breaks the fourth wall doing. I like scaring motherfucker, for this air show. Not so, girl. Carlos. I guess you can't do anything with her. And as they are being separated and escorted from the episode, ready for part 2, and again, I don't have, and Scrappy do had a what boxing match. Now I think that she maybe be Joy, but they had him in 1-on-1, and Ashley couldn't Scrappy do. Well, anyway, so Brown found, and like I said, get ready for two this show. But I who get to play the show, because I'm sure the winter is gone. You know, she's uh, they're the fit for the show, and then after quit are saying they may not could see. Ashley is she loves maybe she is a real house weekend. Maybe they'll find over there. Okay. I'm going as I do when I talk them up. To say, don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, channel notification, so you can buy when I upload this video. For I finally work. It's sign of all interruptions. Get to it. That's neither here. I choose. I'm my most ever on one of the videos, my recap for DC. I get on, so I put the one the most